How y'all doing? Joseph Evans again here. We're going to talk about half steps and whole steps in this lecture. Honestly, this might just be one of the, most important lectures in this whole section here, this whole part of this course here. And the reason why is because understanding half steps and whole steps is going to help you to be able to play any major or minor scale or any major minor 3-note chord on the keyboard. Guarantee it. Now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove it to you in the next lectures to come. Okay. So let's go over half steps and whole steps. Now, basically, whenever you're playing the piano, technically you would go up all the notes. All right. So what a half step is the note that is directly next to, directly next to the note. All right. Now I'm going to show you. So a half step up from C would be, because you see it's directly next to that note. So let's look right here. If you look at E, what would be a half step up from E? Now, a cool trick, to find half steps easily is to play that note up here, okay? Because if you play it up here, you can't get mistaken for what the next note is, all right? Same thing with B. If you're like, okay, what's the next note? All right, that's a half step because I know this note. There's nothing right here in the middle. Same, it doesn't matter where you are in the on the keyboard, you can play right here. A half step up from D sharp is going to be E. Same thing with D. All right, and you can also make half steps up or half steps down. So I can go to C right here and I can go down a half step, which would be, all right, that'll be B. Say if I was on G sharp, a half step down would be G. Got me? So now that we got half steps down, how you find a whole step is to go 2 half steps up. Okay, so going from C to C sharp is 1 half step. So a second half step would make a whole step. All right, so from C to D is a whole step. All right. So let's go over that one more time. So a half step is the first step up to the next note. Okay, and a whole step is 2 steps up. Or 2 half steps. And that note will be the whole step. All right. Please, please, please pay attention on this. I'm telling you, this is divine information right here. Because I'm telling you, once we get to the formulas, you're going to get lost if you don't understand this. So let's look at E. What would be a whole step from E? Well, let's look at that. E, go up a half step. There's nothing right here, so the half step would be F. You can go 2 half steps. Remember from your root. What this would be called a root note, or the note you start with. Okay, so you go up 1, 2. So from E to F sharp is a whole step from E. It doesn't matter where you are on the keyboard. All you have to understand is that a half step is 1 step up to the next note, and a whole step is 2 half steps. All right. So if I'm on B flat here, what's going to be a whole step? Got me? So check this out. D. What's a whole step from D? It's going to be 2 half steps. 1, 2. That's a whole step. What's a whole step from B? It's going to be 2 half steps. Nothing right here. That's a half step right here. And that's the second half step. That's a whole step. Got me? So same thing right here. C sharp. Or we can do it right here. C sharp. A half step will be the next note. A whole step will be 2 half steps. Boom, boom. All right. So it's that simple, but it's so easy to forget if you don't practice. So your next assignment is to practice doing half steps and whole steps on all places on the keyboard.